Ever wonder why most people's journey to success isn't working? I'm going to tell you, but I'm also going to give you the one skill you need to fix it. Have you ever listened to a TED Talk, been to a seminar, or heard a speaker say something motivational that rocked you to the core and it got you all fired up and motivated? What did you do with that motivation? How soon after you heard that strategy or good idea did you put it into action? That's what I want you to think about. Think about a time where that motivation hit you and you were like, man, I'm ready. I'm fired up. Let's go. So after you read that book, listen to that seminar, whatever it was, how many days was it? Analysis paralysis is what most people suffer from. And that's why they're not successful. Too much overthinking and not doing leads to a person either saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to wait until Thursday. I'm going to get to it, or I need to get this or that or blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to start. That turns into never, right? So you don't have to be like, I can't start this because I don't want to mess up, or I have to be perfect before I do this, or whatever your excuse is. You can't do that. Everything has a learning curve. It doesn't matter what you do in life, whatever you start is going to have a learning curve. Anything you try to do, you can't master it the first time. This way of thinking usually leads to you not getting the desired outcome. And you guys hear me say that all the time because everybody has a result or a desired outcome that they want. So I'm going to tell you how to fix that. If you can master this one skill, you will be successful at anything that you try. I guarantee you. That one skill is speed of implementation. Basically, this is the amount of time that passes when you first learn about a good strategy or an idea and the time it takes to put it into action. The faster, the better. Research has showed that highly successful people, as soon as they learn a new idea or strategy, they put it into action immediately. I'm going to give you the example of myself. When I first got into real estate and buying properties using other people's money or no money at all, I went to a seminar in Chicago with my mentor that I got into real estate with. It was a conference for 4 days, maybe 5 days. Me and my business partner at the time, we met up in Chicago. On the fourth day of learning what we learned, so I think it was 4 days. On the third day of learning what we learned, we were looking through our phone book and looking for contacts that we could call. Do you think we were looking to call those people when we got back so we can get back and hit the ground running? No. We looked up the contacts in our phone on the third day. And on the fourth day, when the seminar was letting out, there was a lobby or like a sitting area right outside the conference room doors. Me and my friend, my partner, were sitting there making phone calls and setting appointments immediately based on the information that we learned in the conference. We had the manual that we, went through, and we had the DVDs that we watched for about 2-3 months before we got to the conference. But when we went to the conference, something about the speaker and the motivation and being around those other people, just got us into action. And so we were in the lobby, in the sitting area, making phone calls. We had 4 appointments set up before we came back. Matter of fact, people were leaving the conference room, walking up to us like, what are you guys doing? We sitting here making phone calls. They even interviewed us. My friend got on the camera. I wasn't with that at the time. They interviewed him and he started talking about what we were doing. We were the only people out there actively putting into work what we saw that same day or the day before or while we were there. And so we had 4 appointments. And by doing that, we had a bunch of people at the conference who wanted to work with us. Some of them even wanted to work for us because we had kind of been going a little bit. So we ended up getting a lot of connects from doing what we were doing, and people saw the action that we were taking. They're like, okay, well, these dudes going somewhere because they out here making phone calls right now and making appointments. So from those 4 appointments that we set, I think we ended up getting our first deal within a matter of, I think it was 2 months. Because that was in October. We did our first deal in December. It was our first deal that we did in December, and it came from that. So then when we came back from October in Chicago, I think we had kicked up to 1,000 to 1,500 pieces of marketing material a month. And then we ended up getting probably like 10 or 12 more deals within the month of December. So we came back immediately and started putting into action what we learned. So that's how you should do. speed of implementation is huge. And that's kind of how I am when I watch a podcast or if I watch a YouTube video on something that I'm trying to learn. I will get up from whatever I'm doing, go on my computer immediately and make notes. I'll even ask ChatGPT to print out a format of some structure of something that's going to make me put that into implementation right away. I saw this ad that popped up on YouTube for a AI content creation tool for like 27 bucks lifetime. I bought it. Instantly after I downloaded the software, it was like 2 in the morning. I created an entire course. So I think over the course of like the week, I created a course, some giveaways. I just put it into action right then. And ever since then, I have not stopped using it. So these are the things that you have to do when you find something that works, when you get an idea, when you get a strategy, or when you buy something or a software or a course or get a mentorship program, whatever it is. Make an appointment to meet with your mentor as soon as possible. Get some daily activities. Get something that you got to do. That's the best way and the only way that highly successful people work. As soon as I'm in a couple masterminds, and as soon as you book the mastermind, I'm in a 7-figure, I can't even think of the name of it, some 7-figure flyers program. And as soon as you buy the program, it's like 4 touch points back to back, man. I mean, I paid for the program. That next day I got a call with setting up 4 different meetings. I got access to the portal right away. It had action steps right away. It was just like boom, 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 boom. So like, that's just what you got to do. Speed of implementation is the one skill that you got to master if you want to, change whatever it is that you're doing right now. So the first thing that I want to do for you, I want you to chunk up and chunk down things. So the best thing to do when you're trying to tackle a task, and this is kind of why, like the speed of implementation, you have to do a lot of chunking up, or I would say chunking down, is because identifying an action step is the number one thing you got to do. Because the one thing that I will say is you learn more from the mistakes than you would reading a manual or watching 100 YouTube videos. And a lot of times you can get paid by making mistakes, especially if you're doing something like real estate or whatever your business is. You can get paid because you're getting clients and you're tweaking and whatever the case is. But you identify the first action step. So when you identify the first action step, don't be afraid to make a mistake once you've identified that first action step. So then the second one you're going to do, you're going to choose one important goal or project, make it your top priority, and use your calendar. Most people, when they have a business or they're starting out or whatever it is they're trying to change, they have no kind of accountability. They have no kind of structure. With you using your calendar, it's going to automatically give you structure. It should. And then it's going to automatically give you something that you should adhere to. So now on your calendar, depending on what kind of calendar you have, you can put notes. Put down whatever the goal of the project is and put in your notes what action step that you're going to take depending on the project or the goal. So once that calendar invite pings up and you get the notification, click on it, look at your notes and see what you kind of have to do. That's the second thing that you want to do. But calendar is key, man, because when you have any kind of business, you're going to have to learn how to do time management times 1,000. Time management is the most important thing because if you're a business owner, in order for you to keep your sanity, you're going to have to figure out how to manage your day-to-day tasks, manage employees. If you don't have any employees yet, you got to manage how to be CFO, marketing manager, CEO, customer service. And during that, in order for you to not go crazy, you need to still be doing daily walks, trying to go to the gym and exercise. And if you got a family, you got to take the kids here, meet up with the significant other, do whatever it is. So you got to really use your calendar. And so when someone hits you up, you can't just hop on the phone and spend 35 or 45 minutes shooting the shit. You got to be like, hey, I'm going to call you back around 4 o'clock or when I get done or later in the evening. Or don't answer the phone at all. For me, I got protected time. I don't even check my phone until like 11 o'clock. Right. So every now and then I might hop up, check my text messages, but I won't respond. I'll see that I got text. I won't respond. I don't get on social media. I don't even have it. I don't get on anything like that. I immediately wake up, check the time, look at my text, see if anything is important that's came in. If nothing's important that's came in for a deal that's closing, I put my phone down, open the shades to get some sunlight in, right? To, set my mood up for the rest of the day and my circadian rhythm. And then I get on my computer and I start knocking out the important tasks first. So that's what you do when you chunk down a situation. You know what you have to do when you have an action list of things that you got to do. And number 3 is take daily action. Do one thing a day toward the project or the goal, and that's it. The reason why I say that is, can you steer a parked car? No, you can't. So you got to identify what you are doing, what the goal is, and what the project is, so you can steer it in a particular direction. So, number 1, I want you to identify your first action step. Number 2, choose an important goal or a project. Use your calendar. I can't stress this enough how important a calendar is. I have power hours on my calendar. I remember when I first got into real estate, I had a job, and it was like I had a power hour that came on at 11 o'clock. This is something that I set up on my calendar back in 2013. That thing is still on my calendar to this day. It still pops up for my power hour, but now I don't need it as much because my first 4 hours of the day, I'm knocking stuff out. So I don't have a power hour per se. And number 3, take daily action. Do one thing a day towards your goal. That's all you got to do. So I'm going to give you some action items right now that you can take into effect and do immediately. Because a lot of times you get on the internet and you got people that's like, okay, do this or do this, but they don't give you any actionable items that you can take or that you can do right now so that you can see a concrete change in the first 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. So I'm going to give you something that you should do right now. Take out a pen and paper. I want you to write some stuff down. This is how you take action, and this is how you get speed of implementation. You're going to do it right now. So this is the number 1 skill that you need, and I'm giving you 3 things that you got to do in order to do what we're talking about. So you're not one of those people that have a failure on your success journey, right? We're all going to succeed. That's what this whole YouTube channel is about, or this podcast is about, success and the best way to achieve that. So if this is something that you're really, really trying to do, take out the pen and paper so you can learn how to do what successful people do, which is speed of implementation. So think of the top 3 important things and projects you need to get started on for your business, for your personal life, or if you're trying to do real estate, do for real estate. I want you to write them down right now. I'm going to give you a second to do it. Once you do these once you write down these 3 things, the rest of them will start to form, and you're going to do this again. But for right now, I want you to write down these 3 things. Now that you have written down the 3 things, you're going to write down 3 action steps for each of those right now as well. Go ahead. I don't know what it is, whatever it is, whatever your business is. Like for me, let's just give you an example of real estate. An action item would be figure out what market that you're trying to be in as far as real estate. You can do remote investing, right? That's why we have InvestFar. InvestFar is a remote investing real estate app. So don't be like, well, I'm confined to my location. I don't have enough money. This is one of your action items right now for real estate. What market do I want to be in? Figure that out. That's just an example of an action item. If you're trying to come up with a business, figure out the name of your business, get incorporated. I don't even think you got to do that. Don't even do that for an action item. Figure out what you really want to do. I would say go to use ChatGPT. I'm going to give you a tip, man. I did this earlier today. I'm going to give it away to you. I shouldn't, but I am, because I'm nice like that. This morning, I went on ChatGPT. I went on ChatGPT, and this is exactly what I typed in. So you can do the same thing. I said, give me a budget for a business that has 25,000 in revenue, of a business doing 25 to 30,000 in revenue a month. This thing gave me my fixed cost, employee salary, executive employee salary, how many hours a week they need to work, total monthly hours per employee, minimum employees based on hours and budget, marketing and advertising budget, monthly subscription for tools and software. Mind you, I told it to do this. Let me back up so you can just put in exactly what I put in for you to get this, whatever this is, the desired outcome for this business budget. I said, please create me a budget for a business that has 25 to 30,000 a month in revenue and the average salary for an employee, and have it include how many employees we can have 4 and 40 hours a week, include a marketing and advertising budget, monthly subscription for work tools, and anything else you think we need to include that I have left out. And it gave me the breakdown that I just said. It gave me a budget summary, a recommendation for the balance of the money that was left over after it gave me the budget summary. It literally gave me everything. So if you take this prompt that I just told you right now and go to ChatGPT, this is something that I would give away to one of my clients when we're doing one-on-one coaching. This is something I would give them. I'm just giving it to you right now for free. Don't say I ain't ever gave you nothing. So do that right now for your business. That's kind of one of the first steps that I would take right now for your business. If you're like, what kind of action step I could take? Take that first action step right now for your business. So I want you to do those right there. So now that you have those 3 things written down, your 3 action steps, now I want you to see if you can fill up your calendar. Fill up your calendar with the 3 things that I just gave you. So you got the 3 things that you need to do for your project, and then you have the 3 action items you need to take. And now break those down and fill up your calendar. It should take you, I don't know, maybe a week or 2 weeks to actually fill up your calendar for 90 days. Because if you just got 3 projects and goals, and you have 3 action steps, those are going to lead to more steps. If you do what I just said with going to ChatGPT and typing in the prompts that I just gave you, it's going to give you a whole lot more action steps that you got to do. I promise you. I even added some more prompts in there to give me, I'm just giving y'all all the game today. What else did I ask it for? I'm just giving you everything, man. I told it to optimize my marketing budget. I'm not giving you everything. No, I'm not doing it. I gave you guys enough. I'm not going to sit here and give you the whole spiel. If you want more information, if you want me to really show you how to use ChatGPT to explode your business and for you to triple your revenue in 3 to 4 months, and so that at the end of the year, you've quadrupled your revenue, click the link in the description and get time on my calendar. I'll break all this stuff down for you. I'm not going to do it in this video. But what I did give you enough action items that you could take to make sure your speed of implementation is what highly successful people do. And then I gave you a prompt that you can type into ChatGPT to really just explode your business and take it to the next level. So again, if you want to sit down with me, I'll gladly go over that in a 30-minute or an hour consultation. But I don't think the video is, appropriate for me to do that. But anyway, take those 3 steps that I just gave you, put those into action today. Speed of implementation is how you get it. If you want to have the fastest and greater chance of success, do what I just said, use your calendar and take these 3 action steps and you'll be good. So I hope you find this video helpful. Please take action. Until next time, click the link in the description to sit down with me and see you on the next episode. Take care.